Alice Evans marks her 57th birthday with dinner with her two daughters, as she thanks friends for never giving up on me hours after her bitter divorce from Ioan Gruffudd was finalized. Alice Evans marked her 57th birthday with dinner with her two daughters, as she thanked friends for never giving up on me hours after her bitter divorce from Ioan Gruffudd was finalized. She enjoyed a meal out with her daughters Ella, 16, and Elsie, 12, and shared a beaming snap with them as she sent her thanks to a pal simply named Jay for their support. She penned in the caption of her post, "This is the best photo of the three of us I have ever seen. Thank you, page 6, and thank you to the incredibly talented photographer."
Tired of constantly refilling your pet's water bowl? This filtered fountain keeps water circulating and offers a generous capacity, giving cats and small dogs convenient access to flowing water. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/5 right now.
When you see a good one, it makes all the difference. We had a lovely dinner together for my birthday, and we bumped into old friends of mine, and I feel lucky and loved after all these years in Hollywood and all the difficulties I've been through. Jay, you know who you are, you never gave up on me. Thank you to all the rest of you who didn't. It's over now, and you're stuck with me. You're Alice. On Tuesday, a judge ruled that Fantastic Four actor Ioan has to increase maintenance payments to his ex-wife. On Tuesday, a judge ruled that Fantastic Four actor Ioan has to increase maintenance payments to his ex-wife, seen together in 2007. The actors went to court in Los Angeles for a 9-day hearing in March, with a judge granting Gruffudd's request to renew a restraining order against MS Evans for 5 years. High Court Judge Michael J. Convey said the actress had harassed and abused Gruffudd, 52, and his new wife, Bianca Wallace, causing them distress. However, on finances, the judge has now found mostly in support of MS Evans, meaning the Welsh actor will have to up his payments, as she requested. Gruffudd claimed to have overpaid her by $400,000, but after hearing evidence from forensic accountants hired by both sides, the judge ruled he had only overpaid by $27,000. MS Evans, who moved out of Beverly Hills and into Encino, had told the court that she had been suffering financial hardship since their split in early 2021. They have daughters Ella and Elsie, and the judge noted that she has them 100% of the time. The actor will pay 10% of his gross income to MS Evans, which amounts to $1,862 a month. That reflects the terms of a prenuptial agreement which they signed before their marriage, which lasted for 14 years. Gruffudd had asked to pay nothing to his ex-wife because of her emotional abuse. He had previously agreed to pay $3,579 in child support. Friends of MS Evans said she was deeply relieved that the legal action was now over. One added, "She is appalled that so much money was spent on lawyers and on bitter arguments and just wants to move on with her life." The judge ruled that $168,000 in a Coutts savings account was indeed MS Evans' personal money, but criticized her for not disclosing it to the court in a timely manner, which he said impaired her credibility. Evans told the court that she had run through the savings to meet living costs since splitting from Gruffudd. The nature of 4 accounts belonging to Gruffudd was also the subject of a dispute, with the actor initially saying that they were community property and then changing his tune. The judge was not persuaded by that change. Ioan married Bianca Wallace in April last year, pictured together in 2024. However, in a written judgment, Judge Convey wrote that Gruffudd's persuasive case against paying his ex-wife failed because the online harassment was a misdemeanor offense rather than a crime. Referencing Alice's online harassment campaign, he said, "First and foremost, she committed domestic violence upon Ioan and his wife, Bianca. This campaign was found to be relentless and continuing through this trial. And while she stated she recognized her conduct and has started to take responsibility for it with apology and through professional mental health care, there must be a long history of no violence before this court can conclude she has taken full responsibility for her conduct. There was ample, persuasive and credible evidence that Alice's conduct had a profoundly negative impact on Ioan's and Bianca's emotional state, for several years and continuing. This prevented Ioan from staying fully and gainfully employed to the same extent as he was during the marriage. He went on, "Another important and weighty factor was Alice's lack of sincere and sustained effort over an extended time. To cease the abusive behavior, she could start by staying off social media. She has the benefit of receiving spousal support, while she has very recently engaged in a pattern and campaign of violence against Ioan and Bianca. But she was not convicted of a crime, and she is fortunate that she is protected by the terms of the PMA premarital agreement. There is a strong public policy argument for the principle that Alice should not benefit, some might argue, profit from her violence, but the seemingly unfair result must achieve today under the family code and by the terms of the PMA contract." MS Evans' attorney, Janina Verano, told the court in March that when the actress embarked on her online harassment of her ex-husband in 2021, it was the end of COVID, she was isolated, she was facing the loss of her marriage. Any hope of reconciling with Gruffudd was crushed when she found he had fallen in love with MS Wallace, who had worked as an extra on the TV series Harrow, in which he starred. "She lost her mind, she was devastated," said MS Verano. The attorney went on, "Alice is in a very different place. She has moved on with her life." MS Verano insisted that MS Evans' abusive emails and texts had stopped. "Alice has deactivated her Twitter account," she told the court. She added that while some of the actress's more recent social media posts talk about what she's been through, they are not meant to disturb Ioan's peace. Alice's conduct has changed quite a bit. The 3-year restraining order imposed on MS Evans in August 2022 impacted her ability to work and travel, said MS Verano, who told the court that she had lost jobs because of it. She also said that flying into the USA with her daughters, MS Evans and the girls are always detained at airports, which frightens the girls because they're afraid she might end up in jail. She said that renewing the restraining order, which includes the stay away clause requiring MS Evans to keep 100 feet away from Gruffudd, would mean that her daughters would have to choose which parent shows up at their school graduations and other family events.